Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We're going to work our way through lots of different things. We're going to start with the Mother's Day posts and then we're going to work our way into some of the other wrestling news. Of course, we've got news now of who has progressed in the King and Queen of the Ring. There was 2 more matches from the live events tonight. One of them, I think, is a shock result. One of them I wasn't sure was going to go the way that it went, so we're going to get to that, but we're going to start with the Mother's Day folder first. Obviously Mother's Day in America. Here's Johnny Gargano. He said, "A very happy Mother's Day to my best friend and the backbone of our little family, Candice LeRae. It doesn't matter if there's been long travel days, hectic schedules, she is always the most caring, compassionate, and loving soul to our little guy. We are so lucky to have her." And I just think that's a really cool picture, isn't it? That's a really cool picture of Candice and their kids with, I think this is the Millennium Falcon at Disney in Florida. I don't know if they've done this in LA as well. I'm guessing they have, but I'm guessing this is Florida. But I've never been there personally, so that may be wrong. Don't hold me to that. But it's still a very cool looking image. Really like that. And also, Johnny says, "A happy Mother's Day to my mom. Everything I have today can be traced back to my mom. Her love and dedication to me from day one to this very day has shown me what it takes to not just be a good person, but to be a good parent as well." And I really hope that's a picture of Johnny and not just some other random baby. But if that is Johnny, then that's another pretty fun picture to share. So there we go. A couple of memories from Johnny Gargano. Buddy Matthews has wished dog mom Rhea Ripley a happy Mother's Day. So Buddy said, "Happy Mommy Day. Thank you for being the best mommy to our fur babies." And Rhea Ripley, tears in her eyes, says, "I love you." I'm surprised I didn't see more people wishing mommy a happy mommy day. That was something which was happening, but I was expecting to see it be like a bigger deal and maybe Rhea Ripley be trending. It seemed to be a little bit quiet, actually. But Buddy Matthews wishing Rhea a happy mommy day. Here is Brandi. She said, "It's such a privilege to be her mom. Happy Mother's Day." This was also tweeted out by Cody as well. So there we go. Nice picture of Brandi with their daughter, of course. Trish said, "A once-in-a-lifetime trip. So happy that we got to be together on your birthday last week and celebrate with all your daughters by your sides. And the Aegean Sea on the other side." I've not heard of that. "To the best mama in the world, you have shaped each of us into the unique women we are today." So this is when she recently went over to Greece, I believe. And so there she is with her mother. Some lovely pictures there. So it seems like she had an amazing time. I do love this one. Cora Jade saying happy Mother's Day to AJ Lee. Oh, that's so good. That's so good because she is mother. So Cora Jade wishing AJ Lee a happy Mother's Day. Jakara Jackson said, "The way y'all be calling me mother, I'm dumbfounded. I ain't seen no happy Mother's Day posts yet." And of course, 81 responses, replies of people just wishing her a happy Mother's Day. Here, look, we've got Natalya. She's there with her mom. So Natty said, "I've got the best mom. She's really the best friend I could ever have. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms out there who give everything they have. We love you." So that's a great picture as well. It's like a proper photo shoot, isn't it? Here's Lola Vice as well. Lola Vice shares a message to her mom for Mother's Day. She said, "To the biggest motivation in my life, thank you for always supporting my dreams and making me the woman I am today. Everything I do, I do is for you. My mom, I love you. I will make it for us. You deserve the best life. So there's Lola Vice and her mom. Look at this as well. Miz tweeting this out. Happy Mother's Day to the woman who amazes me daily. No matter what life throws at you, you take it on with strength, courage and confidence. Whenever I see you with Monroe and Madison, it brings a smile to my face. Obviously, he goes gushing on with all the other compliments that you would imagine, but just a lovely picture there of Maryse, who's obviously been through a lot recently. This just made me laugh, man. Look at this. Jake the Snake Roberts, right? You remember that terrifying guy that used to whisper his promos, right? Here he is. He said, to all the great moms who are here or gone, wishing you a very happy Mother's Day. And then we've got this cartoon animated snake holding up a sign saying, love you. Do you remember when he and Undertaker attacked Miss Elizabeth at their wedding? He attacked Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man at the wedding, and like the snake came out the butt. You remember that guy? This is what he does now. These are the messages that he sends now. So there we go. And here's a video. Let's play this.
Happy Mother's Day, Mother. I hope it's wonderful to all the mothers out there in the world.
There's
Happy
Baron.
Mother's Day, Mom.
Thank you.
Zelina.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Johnny.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Liv.
Thank you so much for your constant belief in me. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama!
Big E. I don't know what he's doing there.
Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, thanks. So there we go. That was really cool. That was from WWE Superstars. Corey Graves said, Dads, look, today we've got 2 jobs. 1, smile. 2, nod. Let the queens breathe. So hashtag Happy Mother's Day. So Corey Graves just giving out some advice there to the dads, all the guys. Charlotte says Happy Mother's Day as well. There's a picture of Charlotte with her mother. Becky shares a message to her daughter, Roux. She said, the coolest thing I'll ever be is your ma. So that's nice. It's not just people sending messages to their moms, it's the moms sending messages to their kids as well. So Becky sending a message to Roux. Here's Liv Morgan. She says, how could I forget a very special Happy Mother's Day to Mommy? Troll him, man. Troll him. So there's a picture of Rhea having to vacate her championship, and Liv remembered to wish Mommy a happy Mother's Day. And this was trending. This got a lot of attention. This is The Rock dancing with his mother earlier today.
If you have a Samoan mom, she's listening to Samoan music, doesn't matter how tired she is, if she's working out, I'm gonna go in there. She's gonna get up and dance. Watch this. Anytime you see her.
Is The Rock? Look at the smile on her face. And that's it. They're off. They're off there dancing. Oh, straight into a bit of this. Look at that. So, listening to that Samoan music, dancing away. It's great, isn't it? How wholesome is that? So, listening away to that Samoan music, and he said it doesn't matter what they're doing. If you've got a Samoan mother and she's listening to Samoan music, then you just got to go in there and they will start dancing immediately. So there's The Rock with his mom. That clip was doing the rounds, understandably. Here's Wrestling World CC saying Roxanne Perez shares a backstage photo with her mom. So there we go, Roxanne Perez with her mom. Here was Nick Aldis. He said, Happy Mother's Day to my queen and Mega Milf. Mickey James. So there we go, Nick Aldis and Mega Milf, Mickey James. And then look at this, meeting Mommy on Mother's Day is crazy. So there we go, there's a fan meeting Mommy on Mother's Day, but it's been pointed out, look at Buddy in the background, just kind of like hanging out in the background with some flowers. I don't know if someone gave him those flowers. I'm guessing they're Rhea's. But yeah, there we go. It's Buddy in the background that kind of steals the show in this picture. Very much so. So there we go. So that was the Mother's Day folder. We've got a little bit of Nightbird, but we'll come back to that. We've obviously got some big news. So look at this. We've got a Liv Morgan, Nia Jax street fight. So this is like 9 minutes long. So there's Nia Jax. This is, I'm guessing, from this weekend. It dropped 21 hours ago. So I'm guessing that it's from this weekend. I'm guessing it was from last night. But here is Nia Jax battling. Thank you. Thank you. Boom. So Nia Jax, Liv Morgan. What I love about like these house shows, these live events, is that you're always gonna see them having a little bit more fun, interacting with the crowd that little bit more. You know, this is about entertaining the live fans, you know, not having to worry about the TV cameras and the people at home. So, you know, they're not having to worry so much about hard cam and working a certain side. So there's a bit more freedom in there. Look at Liv rolling through, colliding into Nia Jax. Nia Jax with a pretty weak-looking clothesline there, but she delivers it and knocks Liv off her feet and then starts berating someone in the crowds. I mean, we can't watch all 9 minutes of this, but through the ropes to the outside goes Nia as Liv pulls down that middle rope. Nia going against the rope, underneath the bottom, sliding through, and then going to work on Nia on the outside of the ring. And into the barricade as well. So Liv and Nia. Let's see if we can fast forward. I don't actually know who picks up the win here. So there we go. Nia picking up Liv. I would imagine Liv gets the win. So Nia parading Liv around. We got a table that's been introduced in the ring. Nia climbing up, looking to drive Liv through that table. Is Liv going to reverse this? Maybe into a powerbomb or something? No. No. Oh. Didn't look great, did it? I thought she was going to... Let's try... If at first you don't succeed, you try again. Yeah? That's what we're learning here. That this is better. Over she goes. Into a power bomb, and it is Nia that goes through the table. There we go. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. Right, so very good. Right, here, UFC president. This dropped literally like seconds after I uploaded yesterday's Unseen. And I was very frustrated because this is quite big news, and I think this is quite a talking point. UFC president Dana White states that we'll start seeing WWE pay-per-views, premium live events, on Sundays again. He said you're going to see Friday as Power Slap. Lol. On Saturday, that'll be UFC. And then on Sunday, that'll be WWE. You'll start seeing that stuff. I would question, when do we do NXT? Because if I'm WWE, I'd probably want to run NXT on the Saturday and then say SummerSlam on the Sunday or Money in the Bank on the Sunday. But I've got to fit NXT in. So it might not be quite as clean as what Dana thinks. Unless they're going to do NXT earlier in the day on the Sunday like we do with WrestleMania. You know, we do Stand and Deliver earlier in the day, and then we do WrestleMania day one later in the day. Because I believe we do run some pretty big NXT shows around those big premium live event weekends. So that would be interesting. That would be interesting to know how NXT will fit in. But the big thing here is, how do you feel about premium live events going back to a Sunday? I mean, it's one that doesn't affect me, to be honest, because obviously we stream every day, so it doesn't make a big difference. The only thing I would say is that if we are going to consistently do on a Sunday the WWE shows, that will make things easier for us to do more UFC shows on the Saturday. So actually might help the channel a little bit. But I know people are down on this because Sunday night is not a great night for people. Certainly in the UK, you know, middle of the night, Sunday night, when you've got school or work the next day is not ideal. So this was quite a big talking point today. Quite a big talking point. Right, WWE also announced another big talking point that Zelina Vega is injured and has been pulled from the 2024 Queen of the Ring. Now, I'm guessing she picked up this injury maybe in a dark match or training, or don't know where it's come from. But I'm guessing that it's just shown itself, which is why she was in the tournament and has now been pulled out of the tournament. If you think about the amount of people that have had to be removed from this tournament, it's quite a sizable number. And so people are saying, is this tournament like cursed? It was going to be Zelina versus Shayna. That match ended up changing today. But yeah, it was much, much earlier we found out Zelina Vega out of the Queen of the Ring tournament. And this is big news because even though she wasn't expected to win it this time, she is technically the current reigning queen, right? She won the last event that we did of Queen of the Ring, so she is the current reigning queen. So we are definitely guaranteed a new queen, but I think we pretty much expected that anyway. So Darius Fan, shout out to you. And so Zelina Vega tweeted out, Queen forever. I mean, I think that's like the eternity forever symbol, because it'll just keep going on forever. So she's now going to be queen forever, because technically, even though there will be a new queen crowned, she was never defeated for it. She was never eliminated from this. It was medical reasons as to why she can't compete. So she's saying queen forever now. So there we go. Adam Pearce putting this out, talking about breaking news that Zelina is out and announcing that Maxxine Dupri was going to be the replacement. So breaking news, and there was a lot of stuff going down about 8 hours ago as all of this was coming through. Sports Keeda saying, could we see a UFC WWE crossover, right? So Dana said some of the fighters here in the UFC, they've always dreamed about a WWE match or whatever it is. I don't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that when Vince was constantly effing me for no reason. And now that's not the case anymore. Obviously, I'd absolutely do it. So I don't quite understand that. I feel like there's a few things being said here. It's been brought up before about, do you think we'll see crossovers? And my answer has always been no, right? And the reason why I've said that is because you can't put a wrestler and put them in a cage in UFC. It's a completely different sport. One is scripted, right? And yeah, I'm sure that there's many professional wrestlers that do have legitimate abilities, but probably not to the required standard of actually stepping into the UFC. Plus also, you can actually get actually hurt in the UFC. And so if someone gets actually hurt, that could derail their wrestling career as well, right? So it's hard to see people from wrestling, unless they've got an MMA background, like say Lola Vice or Shayna Baszler. It's hard to see them going over to UFC, so I can't see that. The alternative is UFC stars coming into WWE. I could definitely see that, but I can't see us doing like a whole show of that. And the problem you've got as well is that I think the vast majority, 99.99999% of UFC fighters, WWE fans don't know who they are, right? You can say this is Michael Chandler, this is Volkanovski, this is Adesanya, right? 99.9% of wrestling fans ain't going to know who they are, because a lot of wrestling fans are really young, right? Or they just don't interact with cage fighting. They don't interact with UFC. There will be some where you've got that crossover, but I mean, you're really only talking about the Conor McGregors and the Ronda Rouseys of the world that I think really do have that crossover appeal. You can bring Derek Lewis over, but people ain't going to know who Derek Lewis is, right? Not the majority. Certainly not the majority. You'll get the odd people that watch both. I watch both. But yeah, it's hard to see UFC stars going the other way without a lot of promotion, without a lot of hype behind them, you know? So I don't know. I don't know where this leads. I don't know what will end up. I could see the odd person coming over and WWE, TKO really getting behind them, really hyping them up, like, you know, really trying to make them out and build them up to be these killers, yeah? Maybe we do Cody against Derek Lewis, and but that match is going to be awful, man. Derek Lewis doesn't know how to be a professional wrestler. That match is going to be awful. So I don't know. I don't know where this leads, right? I don't know where this leads. I don't know what we end up with, but certainly not expecting wrestlers going to UFC. Let's put it that way. But maybe the odd UFC star trying to give WWE a go. But honestly, could just be a disaster. Could just be a disaster. So we'll see where that leads, but I'd say take it with a pinch of salt. Right, Corey said Fightful selectors learnt that Jey Uso's reactions at Backlash were received incredibly well, with the company planning to heavily push fans towards mimicking the Lyon crowd for Jey's entrance. I think we're already seeing this with the fact that if you watch the show, you're now seeing the lights get turned off, which is encouraging you to get your phone and turn the light on, because they want those kind of fireflies, if you will, to be part of Jey's entrance now. And the question was asked, how do you feel about that? That was quite a big talking point today. How do you feel about this not being a one-time thing, and about the fact that they are trying to introduce the fireflies and keep them like a part of Jey's entrance? And that question was put out there, and there was some interesting responses. I would say most people are on boards with it. They don't see it as disrespectful, but there's definitely some out there that do. Right, here we go. We've got our first result that came in, right? This from King of the Ring, and Kofi beats REY Mysterio. So here's REY going against the ropes, looking for that 619. Kofi moves out the way. Boom! Look at that kick. Down goes REY. And Kofi secures the victory. I think this is a shock. I really think this is a shock. Kofi Kingston versus REY Mysterio. This is definitely a match I would have loved to have seen on TV. I think it's a very intriguing match. But Kofi securing the victory against REY Mysterio. And look at that. It's just REY missing with the 619. And he gets put away. And 1, 2, 3. Amazing, isn't it? So there we go. That was from WWE Macon. Is it Macon? Macon? So there we go. Kofi advancing. Bailey said it's a damn party in here. So she's there as well. Love this venue. Look at this. It feels a bit Tokyo-ish. I'm getting Japan vibes. But there we go. Look, that's the crowd kicking off. That's the Jey Uso entrance. And again, you can see the lights being turned down. And you can see they're encouraging these phones to be brought out. So there we go. A damn party up in here, says Bailey. So, King of the Ring update. Kofi Kingston defeated REY Mysterio at tonight's live event to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Kingston will now face Gunther in the quarterfinals. The other quarterfinal on Raw, of course, is Ilya Dragunov taking on Jey Uso. So, Gunther versus Kofi and Jey versus Ilya. I mean, it feels like we're going to get Gunther, Ilya. That would feel like the next stage. But it's just, how is Ilya going to get past Jey? I mean, Jey is so over. He's such a big star. I mean, it could easily be Gunther versus Jey. It could easily be Gunther versus Jey. So the Jey, I think Kofi is done. He's getting cooked, right? I can't see him getting past Gunther. So I'm thinking Gunther versus Ilya, but it could definitely be Gunther versus Jey. It's going to make Raw very, very interesting. Kofi says, one step closer. Hashtag for Woods. So he's doing it for Xavier Woods, who can't be in this competition. So he's doing it for him, but one step closer. And then the reason why we are not late, but as late doing this, I would have done this video earlier, is I was waiting for this, and you can see we've already been recording for nearly 25 minutes. This news only dropped 32 minutes ago, and it is a Queen of the Ring update. Shayna Baszler defeated Maxxine Dupri. She, of course, replaced Zelina at tonight's WWE Live Event, and so she advances. So she will now face Io Sky in the quarterfinals tomorrow night on Raw. The other match being Lyra taking on Zoe Stark. So Shayna Baszler versus Io Sky. Lyra takes on Zoe Stark. Again, very, very interesting matchups. So here we go. Shayna Baszler faces Io Sky in the quarterfinals of the Queen of the Ring. And here is the footage, only 26 minutes ago. So here we go. This is the footage. There's Shayna. She's grabbing the arm of Maxxine, and she's going to look to come stomping down on top of it. She looks over at the camera. She stomps down on the arm. Maxxine screams out in pain. And unfortunately, I don't think we get to see the actual finish. But either way, we know that Shayna goes on to secure the victory. Right, so that was WWE. Let's have a look at Nightbird, shall we? Oh, this is good. Look at this. WrestleBuzz said, we're not alone, Wrestling Days. Shotzi is also QR code hunting. So there we go. Shotzi sending a picture, right, of her at home with her partner collecting QR codes like Pokemon. And she tagged in at Rob Fee. Rob Fee, as we know, is the guy that is director for character development within WWE. Very important person and a great job to have. What an amazing job that must be. And so here we go. Look, she is saying there they are trying to find these QR codes going back in their TV. So there we go. It's not just us. It is WWE Superstars that are doing this as well. Right, Mike said, Days, just thinking back, what if Bray was telling us about the people in the cave all along? Now, I believe that this is actually I could be incorrect, but I believe this is something to do with Dante's Inferno, right? I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens, no one can shut. And what he shuts, no one can open. I'm under the belief that this is connected to Dante's Inferno, right? And then here, anyone know anything about Self Arkansas? If you are a local and can navigate to the Devil's Hole, please let me know. So it is very, very true, right? It is very true that if you actually go back and have a look at some of these old Bray tweets, he does kind of have imagery of caves and he does talk about caves, but I think that some of it relates to Dante's Inferno, which was a big inspiration for Bray throughout his career, really, right? Throughout the Funhouse and throughout, like, White Rabbit. And I think the other one is that he did a show, didn't he, with his brother Bo, where they kind of went to caves and spooky places. And so I think that might relate to that show. So it is interesting, though, to go back and go, was he talking about this story a few years ago? Was he talking about Plato's cave a few years ago? And that's what people are doing now. They're going back through those old tweets to see if anything shows itself. So, Mike, good work, my friends. Having a little look in the past and seeing what we can find. Right, look at this. So, Wrestling World CC said, are you a fan of the addition of the Fireflies to Jey Uso's entrance? Right, we said this was a conversation, a hot topic today. Look at this response 4 hours ago, right? He says, y'all ain't got no damn choice. Fireflies are mine now. Hashtag Yeeter of Worlds. Jay, this is such a strange message for him to put out. I mean, he is a face. He's got the crowds right by his sides. This definitely feels heelish in a way. Like him saying you haven't got a choice whether you like it or not. They're mine. I'm taking them. They're mine now. Yeeter of worlds. I mean, this is definitely something which didn't blow up like I thought it was going to blow up. It did get over 1 million views, right? And I did get tagged in it a lot. But it didn't quite blow up the way I thought it was going to blow up. There wasn't like a crazy backlash to this that I saw. And I don't think there's anything to this other than he's just trying to create a bit of buzz online, drop a bit of a talking point. Like perhaps Jay's a bit worried that, you know, this conversation about the Fireflies, it could derail his entrance. You know, if we decide we don't like it and we start turning on it, you know, is he a bit worried about that? Is this him going, you know, that it's mine now, I'm having it? Like, I don't know. It's such a weird reaction. So strange. People have got in touch and said, do you think that he's going to be a target for the Wyatt Six? And my answer was no, because it's not WWE or Jey that started this. It was the crowd in France. It was the crowd in France that started doing it with their phones. This wasn't a WWE thing or a Jey thing. So it's the crowd in France that have started this. So really, until all this happened, no, there wasn't really a need to go after him. But now, and with this reaction, you kind of go, what? Why has he reacted? What a very strange reaction. I mean, I don't think this is anything, to be honest with you. I just think this is him trying to get some reaction out of people, right? Trying to be spoken about. But it is interesting because you go, could this be the start of a heel turn for him again? But why would we do that? He's so over. And we know that WWE are the ones that are really trying to push this entrance now. They want people, if he's a heel, people aren't going to be joining in with his entrance. They're not going to be they'll be booing him. They won't be putting their arms in the air. Well, they wave it, and we know that WWE want that. So this was a very strange comment, I thought. Very strange. I don't think it's leading to a heel turn personally, but it is weird. It is weird, and it has got people talking about, is he now positioning himself to be a target? I'm still going to say no. I'm still going to say that he's not the target. But if they want to make something out of this, I think now they can. If they want to, I think now they can. So, yeah, I thought that was very, very interesting today. And as we said, that got viewed over 1 million times. Right, let's go to fun and other. I don't know how much stuff we've got, to be honest. Oh, yeah, this was just after yesterday as well. So Jakara said, victory lolly, bidding begins at $100. Description, used in Jakara Jackson versus Ariana Grace. So a used lolly that Jakara had in a match where she beat Ariana Grace, and she wants $100 for it, right? And look, Jordan Grace says $101. And she bids. She's put in her bids. So that coming from Jordan Grace, which I thought was really fun. Cam wanted a bit more detail. He said, what flavor and brand is it? Which I thought was a very, very good question. So obviously there was a lot of people in the chat saying, oh, bids. Eventually Jakara said, oh, I'm sorry, I meant 1,000. And that seemed to kind of get rid of the interest then. People, I think, would spend 100 on it, but not 1,000 though. Coach Co, shout out to you. So thank you. This is, I don't know where this clip has come from, but it's pretty fun.
What's your gun sound like? Ka-chow, ka-chow.
Bo, what's your gun sound go like?
What's
your gun go like?
Get up, get up.
What's your gun sound go like? Jordan, what's your gun go like?
What's my what?
Your gun go like?
Ba-ba.
What's your gun sound like?
Ka-chow, ka-chow.
Bo, what's your gun sound go like? What's your gun go like?
Get up, get up.
Why does Javon's gun sound like that? Get up, get up. So there we go. Javon and Luca. So that was fun. 18 seconds of them just asking, what does your gun sound like? So I'd like to see them do that with the women as well. That was good. That was a good question. This is what the women were doing though. Coach Code, thank you.
Miss NXT before her match. This is me after my match.
I'm Tatum Paxley, and this is me before my match.
Before and after?
I'm Tatum Paxley. This is me after my match.
I'm Layla Diggs, and this is me before my match. I'm Layla Diggs, and this is me after my match.
It's like they've been to war.
Jackson, and this is me before my match.
Jakara's quite good after, actually.
I'm Miss Jackson. I brought that action, but this is me after the match.
This is Lash Legends.
Lash Legends.
Where I go bully these little pipsqueaks.
This is me after my match.
Not bad.
I'm Thea Hale, and
Oh, she's a mess.
match, but before my match.
After my match. My ribs hurt so bad.
You're the top shelf of NXT, and I'm here.
That was the best one. So this is Fallon attacking. That's probably why Thea was so bad.
Told ya!
I want to see that Thea one again, man. That was good. Let's go back.
This is me after my match. My ribs hurt so bad.
Oh, man, that's good. That is good. Right, Fallon wasn't having it with this fan. I didn't see this. Let's have a little look at this, shall we? Smashes Kalani into the edge of the ring there, right? And goes for it again. And then someone says something. You go, look at this. Oh, that's right. That's right. Very good. Very good. Right, oh, this was good. Alan Cheapshot said Kamala, during his Sugar Bear Harris days, right, he was berated every week by his wife for losing matches. She didn't know that it was a work. She thought he was really losing matches, right? So she would have a go at him. Stop losing. You can make more money if you win. Like, get better, blah, blah, blah. So he kept getting told off. He finally won a $10,000 battle royal on TV, right? He went home expecting his wife to be proud of him, and he got hell for not bringing the money home because, of course, it wasn't actually for $10,000. That's just what they were saying to kind of advertise the match. So he thought, oh, she'll be pleased that I've won this one. And understandably, she was like, where's the money? Kayfabe, man. Kayfabe, you've got to keep it going. So those are some of the lengths that the wrestlers back in the day was going to. So I love that from Alan Cheapshot. Very good. Bailey said, what's shaking, Macon? Is that how you, I don't even know how you say it. I saw this and I was like, what? Has she been arrested? So I did go online and I was like, great news. Liv Morgan's dealer has been found and arrested. And I posted this image, which made me smile, made me laugh. Because I was like, why does it look like she's in jail? Why does it look like she's been arrested? But she's still being quite sassy with it as well, which, you know, I really appreciated. So there we go. Very good. And then here, look, R-Truth joining with A-Town Down Under's entrance at a live event tonight. So here we go, look. There's Austin Theory.
Of all time. Right here.
You got this, man.
You've got this, Miz.
What are you doing? Let's go. We're not in the match. We got a match.
We're not in the match.
What are you doing? Here. You're not Miz.
You're not Miz.
You're not Miz.
So Austin Theory is there posing away for his entrance. R-Truth comes out and he's like, we've got this, Miz. We've got this. Miz comes out. He's like, that's not me. There we go. That was from a live event tonight as well. Very good. And then we've got one more folder to go. The other folder. Look at this. Hayden, shout out to you. Wrestling World CC posting this earlier. This got over 11 million views. I can only put it down to the fact that, yeah, he's wearing glasses, but he's largely without a mask. And I think any time that you get Rey without a mask, people just seem to get really excited. So Rey and Angie celebrated 28 years of marriage. This was the image that was used. And as we said, it proper trended, like 11 million views. So, and I think it's because he's largely unmasked, which is weird because we've seen him kind of not wearing a mask in his daughter's TikTok that we looked at. And there's other pictures, you know, we saw a clip just the other day of him without a mask arguing with Austin Theory in a hotel lobby. So I think it's one of those where if you are a hardcore fan, I think you've seen bits of Rey without a mask. And obviously you can go back to WCW in the late 90s, right? Early 2000s where he wasn't wearing a mask. But I just think there's a lot of casual fans that have just never seen even this much. So to them, this is like mind blowing, you know. But I don't know. I saw this and I didn't really think too much of it. I thought that it was. I actually saved this for Unseen for the fact that they've been married 28 years. That's why I saved it. And then I happened to see it later and saw that it had got 11 million views. I was like, no way, man. No way, man. Blew my mind. Right, Liv Morgan said, again, happy Mother's Day. So WWE's top 5 merch sellers for women. Number 1, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is the top female merch seller. So do whatever you want with that information. Right, Natty said it's so cool to be in the top 10 for WWE on Instagram. 7 isn't bad. It's actually my lucky number. So I can tell you if we can bring it over. And we can definitely do that. So Logan Paul is number 1. Of course, he's an influencer, 27 million on Instagram. Roman Reigns is second, 8.9 million. Randy Orton is third with 7.1. Alexa Bliss is fourth with 6.1. That's amazing. That's amazing. I would never have said that. Alexa Bliss in 4th place. Amazing. Becky Lynch in 5th with 5.9. Then you've got Charlotte in 6th, 5.3. Natalya doing really well, 5.1. Then Finn Balor. I would have said Rey more. I definitely would have said more for Rey Mysterio. 4.6 and Seth Rollins 4.6. So that's interesting, isn't it? Those are the top 10 most followed WWE superstars on Instagram. Very interesting. I really like that post. Right, Sami Zayn did a comedy show. Netflix is a joke fest. And look at this. Johnny Knoxville showed up in disguise. I think he would actually go on to be part of the show, though, right? So he was just standing by watching in disguise, apparently, at one point. But then I believe he would actually go on to feature in the show, because here is some more pictures. Sami Zayn's electric show. I loved it. Becky was involved. Kathy Kelly was involved. I don't know the dude that sat down. I'm not sure who that is, right, between Kathy and Becky. But you can see there, look, Johnny Knoxville was involved as well. So Sammy bringing all of his friends to feature in this show. So there we go. Very cool. I'd love to see like a clip of it, but there's no footage that I've seen doing the rounds. Kayla Braxton actually did a show at this fest a few days back, and I've not seen any footage of that either. But there we go. Just so you know that that went down. And this is our last one. So Mike said, just when I thought tonight couldn't get any wilder, I end up cutting a wrestling promo. Oh yeah, this is footage of him from that show. Not Sammy, unfortunately. But this is Mike cutting a promo during that show. So here we go.
It's over to our lead correspondent, Kathy Kelly. Kathy, take it away.
Well, I'm here with the gentrifier.
The gentrifier?
You have a highly anticipated match tonight against Rent Control Rick.
Rent Control Rick.
It has been the talk of the town, so tell me, how are you feeling heading into it?
Well, first and foremost, rent's due, bitch.
That's a good line, man. That's a good line. So there we go. He's the gentrifier, and he's got a match against a Rent Control Rick. He's like, rent's due. And then he swears, and I'm not going to do that because I hold myself to a higher standard. So there we go. But as I said, no footage of Sammy or what he was doing with Johnny Knoxville or what he was doing with Becky. So that's a bit of a shame. But at least we got a little glimpse in there of one part of the show as to what they were doing. And seemingly that was getting audience members to kind of cut wrestling promos, which is a good idea. I could see that being a fun segment. So, and that was it. So we've got a fair bit in there. The Jey Uso stuff, I think, is very interesting. The Rey Mysterio picture massively blew up. And of course, we've got some more progression with King and Queen of the Ring. So there we go. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support as always. We'll be back tomorrow with our Raw live stream. If you are around, we start 2 hours before the show. Jump in, ask a question, share a thought, share a theory. We'll be live. If I can see it and get to it, we'll talk about it. And then, of course, we're here throughout the whole of Raw, reacting and talking, and I'm sure there'll be a QR code. So we'll be here live for that. And then, of course, after the show, I'll do reviews. We'll do another Unseen video. We'll get an opinions video sorted. So much on the way. So really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a great weekend. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.